Our newsmaker today is the former Delhi Chief Minister who could be the Congress party's face and the Chief Ministerial candidate in Uttar Pradesh. This on a day when the Congress was swirling with rumours. Would Priyanka Gandhi finally be taking the political plunge? Had Sheila Dikshit finally said a yes after her initial no to being the Chief Ministerial candidate for Uttar Pradesh? And will Sheila Dikshit get the autonomy, the profile and the space she needs? Or is she being used as some sort of scapegoat by the party in a state where the Congress is not really forecast to perform well? Joining us now is, of course, former Delhi Chief Minister and veteran Congress leader herself, Sheila Dikshit. Sheila ji, thank you so much. You have described yourself today to be a Bahu of Uttar Pradesh. But if you actually break down that description, that's still quite an ambiguous statement because as you would know, Bahus also do have their own parents' home and your own home is Punjab. So what does it mean really to be a Bahu of UP in political terms?
I've said something which is the fact, which is the truth, that's all. You want to read something, it's your privilege.
But tell me what it means to you, because your home state is Punjab. There was an anticipation that you could have been the General Secretary in charge of Punjab helping Amrinder Singh. Now instead we hear that the party is putting great pressure on you to be the Chief Ministerial candidate in UP, and you have finally reluctantly, against your own instinct, possibly said yes. Is that true?
No, look, I'll tell you, Barkha ji, the party has every right to take a decision. And we, as a true Congress person, and I am first of all a congressman and later on anything else, I will abide by whatever decision the party takes. What I said earlier was that the time available to us was a little short. But beyond that, I have not said yes, no, because nobody has asked me as yet.
You are saying nobody has asked you yet to be Chief Ministerial candidate?
No, yes, nobody has mentioned it to me.
That is really startling, because for the last few weeks we've been told that starting with the Congress strategist Prashant Kishore, who first came to meet you, going on to the General Secretary Ghulam Nabi Azad, going on to Sonia and Rahul Gandhi themselves, you have been offered the post of Chief Ministerial candidate. You are now saying nobody in the Congress has actually made this proposal to you.
Barkha ji, I don't know in what context they gave you this information. Please let this remain as information from them. I personally, I haven't been asked by anybody as yet. When I'm asked, then I will give an answer.
I do want to, I think this is something so important that you're saying, because ma'am, it actually goes against the grain of every media report over the last 2 weeks. You are continuing to maintain that in all these many meetings that you've had with the Gandhi family, with Mr. Azad, with other party leaders, with Prashant Kishore, this proposal to make you Chief Ministerial candidate has not been formally brought to you by anybody. I'm asking you this again.
Barkha ji, I do meet Ghulam Nabi because he is the General Secretary. We have spoken, but there are certain things I will not disclose just now. I'm not duty bound to say anything. I'm merely saying that nobody has asked me to become this just now.
What did they
and
ask you to do?
Beyond that, I won't say anything else.
What did they ask you to do then?
They just said we are thinking of you in UP, that's all.
But they did not specify what role.
No, no.
Did they not ask you to lead the campaign in Uttar Pradesh?
No, nobody asked me to do anything as yet. Because the decision has to be taken by the Congress President and the Vice President and all before I am really asked formally. And nothing of the sort has happened.
Okay,
So you may assume, Barkha ji, in the media, a lot of assumptions take place. But these assumptions are not what I work on or what we can work on.
But ma'am, when you said that I am a Bahu of UP, and you also warned that there's very little, time. You said there's very little time.
I am a Bahu of UP. Can I deny that I am a Bahu of UP?
But when you...
Can I deny that?
But when
I
you...
busted. look here.
Yes.
This, my being a Bahu of UP, whether I go to UP or I don't go to UP, that situation does not change. I was born in Punjab, that situation does not change. I have been educated in Delhi, that situation does not change.
But when you say that there's very little time, Sheila ji, when you say I'm a Bahu, and yes, that's historically
Yes.
true, but you couple it, you juxtapose it with there is very little time. What I'm hearing you say is कि अगर आप चाहते हैं कि मैं ये करूं तो थोड़ा वक्त तो दीजिए, जल्दी फैसला करिए. Isn't that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything that is what you're saying. I merely said one thing, that the time at our disposal is short. That's all. But I will abide by whatever the party decides.
Would it be fair to say that personally you would be reluctant to run for Chief Minister? Because I do remember during the Delhi elections you said, I'm not going to contest any more elections. And isn't it reasonable to say that you are actually not too keen to contest another election?
Barkha ji, you are putting your words into my mouth. I will react when the situation comes, and when I'm asked or I'm not, that is when I will speak.
Isn't it true that Prashant Kishore, the party strategist, came to meet you and said to you that you should be CM candidate because he believes a Brahmin should be the CM candidate of the state for the party?
Look, he's a strategist. He's somebody who's helping the party. He can come and ask me so many questions, but I'm not going to answer all those questions and tell you what I answered, what I didn't answer. Barkha, this is not the time to do it.
What is the current situation? How would you describe it? That you have been asked to play a role in UP. Nobody has told you what that role could be. It's clearly not General Secretary because that's for Punjab, as one thought, that's already happened. So you can either be the head of the campaign committee, ma'am, or you could be the CM candidate. There is no other third role.
Barkha ji, you are getting confused yourself. I'm
Why?
simply telling you that please wait on when the situation comes. If and when I'm asked, you will get to know the answer.
If you are asked, will you say yes if the Congress wants you to run for CM?
I will have to see who asks me, where to ask me. I haven't thought about it. How can I think of something which I haven't been asked as yet?
So it's not a yes at the moment.
No. No. It's not a yes, it's not a no. It's nothing.
It has to be something, ma'am. You're not a novice in politics. You're a veteran. You know this has been speculated upon for the last many weeks. You're aware of the news and the fevered speculation around your role. I'm sure you've given it some thought.
Barkha, you have answered me. You've said I'm not a novice. I'm not a novice, therefore I'm not going to answer things which are only in the realm of, anticipation or something might happen.
Let me put it to you differently. Would you really at 78, and you're a young 78 and you've been Delhi Chief Minister 3 times, but if I remind you of UP, your last encounter electorally with UP was not successful. When you were part of the Tiwari breakaway group, you lost the last Lok Sabha election you contested in UP. You do not have political roots in UP. Would you really, in this last sort of political innings of your life, want to go back to the rough and tumble of the electoral politics of UP?
No, Barkha, I will not go into all these questions. I will do what the party high command asks me to do. I have said, yes, the time is short, but it's to say that I'm not familiar with UP is not being fair to me. As I said, it's my sasural. I'm married into that.
But does it being your sasural give you a political advantage?
Well, as you have said, I have won a seat from there. I've lost a seat from there. So it's not that I don't know UP.
What would be your own preference? You're senior enough in the party to have a preference of your own.
Look, as I said, I will go by what the High Command decides. If they decide to send me, then I will have one answer. If they decide not to send me, I'll just be all right.
And if they decide to send you, you'll say yes, but you're saying Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have not yet made this pitch to you.
No, nobody has met us.
But you did meet
No.
with Mrs. Gandhi. Wasn't it about this role?
No. We met about something else, and nobody mentioned it to me.
Ma'am, I want to put it to you like this. The speculation around what you will do comes at a time when we're also hearing that Priyanka Gandhi may for the first time campaign outside Amethi and Raebareli, but she won't actually take on a formal role. She won't be the head of a campaign committee. But this is being described as an entry into politics. Do you not believe as a veteran of politics that this is a halfway house? That if you're, you can't be half pregnant in the same way you can't be dipping your toe in the political puddle to see the temperature. You've either got to sink in and swim, jump in and swim, or remain out. So how do you as a senior congresswoman think of this proposal that Priyanka this time will campaign outside of the family pockets?
Barkha ji, you are talking about what could happen. Please talk after what happens. Process is going on. Let the High Command think about it, and then they will come out with an absolute picture.
But wouldn't it be unfair to you, ma'am, hypothetically, indulge me, you've known me for many years, so indulge me here. Hypothetically, would it not be unfair that Priyanka Gandhi gets to be the high-profile face of the party, you become the chief ministerial candidate, the party then does badly because UP is a damn tough contest and the party has been doing terribly in the last couple of elections, especially in the Lok Sabha elections. So the blame for the defeat becomes yours and the Gandhis are protected. How is that fair? Aren't you just being made a scapegoat? If you do decide to say yes.
No, I don't look at it this way at all. Nobody in the Congress is a scapegoat. We are all responsible. We are all equally, the Congress belongs to all of us. We have a leader and we follow the leader. Whatever the leader says, we all abide by that.
Ma'am, there has to be some sense of hurt that when the elections took place in Delhi in 2015, in Delhi, which you had, for 3 consecutive terms been the chief minister of, you did not figure in the campaign material. Later, you expressed your anguish with Ajay Maken. You said Ajay Maken had not taken you along. You were effectively dumped and abandoned by your party in 2015. And now that they're in a crisis in UP, they're asking you to come back and save the day or be the face saver for them.
Well, let us see now. Let us see what I can do. I don't know. I don't think I'm that great a leader that I can, swing things. But yes, hard work I can always do. And as I said, and I repeat it again and again and again, that whatever the High Command asks me to do, I will do.
But do you feel bad?
And in the Delhi election, nobody.
At how you were treated in 2015 during the Delhi elections?
No, I felt just, they didn't want me, and they'd face the results, that's all.
That's quite a statement, ma'am. That's quite a statement.
Yeah.
So you're saying they didn't want you in Delhi and they had to deal with the loss?
No, I didn't say they didn't want me.
You did?
I didn't say they didn't want me. No, I didn't say they didn't want me. You said they didn't want me and I wasn't there. So I said, yes, the consequences are there for all to see.
And I'm saying that's a strong and a blunt statement because, the fact of the matter is that what I'm trying to get at is that do you feel a sense of hurt sometimes that in Delhi they forgot me?
Yes.
You do?
No, I do feel a sense of hurt because I had served Delhi. After being elected 3 times in Delhi, I thought I knew Delhi.
Yes.
But if the powers that be at that time did not think that I was good, it was needed, that was their choice.
And now, at that time, you felt that hurt. And now, when they desperately need a CM candidate, the same person that they had perhaps not shown that political respect to, they now want to pull out in an election that the Congress has tipped to lose.
No.
Does that not make you feel manipulated and used?
Barkha ji, you know as much as I do that in politics, requirements, the need of the hour changes. So one doesn't mean that if something has happened at A point of time, it will be repeated at B point of time.
Did you?
So things change, circumstances change.
Did you convey this sense of hurt to the what the Congress likes to call the high command?
No, I never did. I never did.
Why not?
Well, why not? I didn't think it was worth it. I think it was worth it, and it wasn't. What should I complain about? The people who were looking at the election, who were managing the election, they didn't think it. So then why should I complain about it?
Let me ask you this. You know, Delhi, as you said, you know. UP, you don't know. Whether it's your sasural or not, you don't know UP like you know Delhi. Would you concede that?
Yes, of course I know Delhi much more than I do know UP. But it's not that UP is alien to me.
But do you not feel that you're being made a scapegoat of sorts by your party? Because while it seems like a really high-profile thing to run a CM candidate, it's a state where the party's tipped to do badly. It doesn't have a cadre. It doesn't have a party organization. So it's almost like they're fronting you to cosset and protect the Gandhis. So the Gandhis remain the face, but Sheila Dikshit has to stand in front and take the bullet.
No, please, I'm sorry. There's nothing like a scapegoat in politics. Especially in party politics, and certainly not in our Congress party. Whatever I'm asked to do, I will do, and what I'm not asked to do, I won't do.
What is your own opinion on the entry of Priyanka Gandhi, which is being touted as something that will happen this time?
Well, if she enters it will be very nice, because she is very, very popular, and she has a wonderful way of, charming way of, winning friends.
But it's not necessarily something that's translated into seats. Ma'am, it's not translated into seats. The last time, even in Amethi and Raebareli.
No. I'm sorry, Barkha ji. She has never been out in UP. She's only been in her mother's and her brother's constituency. So this is not a fair assessment.
Now, ma'am, talk a little bit about what's happening in Delhi right now. We saw Rajendra Kumar, in fact, produced in court today. The CBI is calling him a kingpin. Words like Sheshnag are being used for him. The Aam Aadmi Party says this is nothing but the Prime Minister's anxiety at having been defeated in Delhi and looking at imminent defeats, they claim, in Goa and Punjab. As someone who has been Chief Minister when this entire case, or the genesis of this case, took place in 2006, how do you see this case, and what did you know about Rajendra Kumar when you were Chief Minister?
Well, I got no complaints about Rajendra Kumar when I was Chief Minister. Had we got complaints or anything, we would have acted accordingly. And please remember that all officers come under the Chief Secretary. And if the Chief Secretary finds something, then he tells the Cabinet or the Chief Minister, and they take appropriate action. In this case, the CBI has come to some conclusion, and all that the government is expected to do is to take the appropriate action, that's all.
So why was that action not taken place when you were Chief Minister or when the UPA was in power? Arvind Kejriwal says they waited for me to become Chief Minister. This is the BJP coming after me, as in Kejriwal.
No. This is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's imagination.
So why was there no action when you were Chief Minister? Why do you think the CBI did not investigate this case, even though you're saying you were also aware, you were also received complaints about Mr. Kumar?
No, I can't say why what the CBI did or what it should have done or shouldn't have done. If they had to do something, they've done it. When they found out, they've done something. Why are you bringing my period of chief ministership into this?
Ma'am, only because this pertains to that time period. This is not a scam that has happened now. We're talking about 2006, and I'm just asking you how you see this and what you thought of this particular bureaucrat.
Well, if it happened in 2006 and had it been brought to my notice, because the Chief Secretary had given me some advice, we would certainly have acted whatever advice was given to us. But nothing was given to us, so there it was.
Ma'am, what about the allegations that the Aam Aadmi Party has levelled against you, which the Lieutenant Governor has now forwarded that complaint? There is what is called the water tank scam. You have said you're open to any probe. At this sort of, in the last political innings of your life, how do you see these allegations, and do you believe your party will stand by you?
It's politically motivated. That's all I can say just now. Let the ACB go through it and then we'll decide.
I want to take you back to, but you're ready for a probe. You're ready for any probe. You're open to any investigation.
I'm not ready for anything. I've just said that this is politically motivated, and I maintain this because a couple of months ago, Mr. Kejriwal told the Times of India that there was nothing against Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit.
And so you're saying, why has he changed his mind now?
Yeah.
Ma'am, the fact is that 3 consecutive terms in Delhi, if you are going to actually be in electoral politics again, wouldn't Delhi and a return to Delhi politics, especially at a time when there's so much happening here, be the more natural role for you than Uttar Pradesh?
That would be the decision of the party. As
What
I
do you
said,
feel?
I will go by the decision of the High Court.
You keep talking as if you don't
But
have
there
any
is-
opinions of your own. Of course you have opinions of your own.
No, Barkhaji, there are no elections in Delhi right now,
That's true.
except the corporation elections.
That's true. That's true, but you could help revive the Congress in Delhi. You could take charge of the party here. It might need your leadership. It might need your help.
When the time arises now, and if the High Command thinks so, please remember, Barkhaji, I'm repeating the same thing over and over again because this is how our party functions, and this is how I function in the party. If the High Command asks me to do something, I do it.
Ma'am, isn't that the problem with how the Congress functions? You know, you've had other people whom you know very well, regional leaders like Veerbhadra Singh, Amarinder Singh, actually come out in the open and saying that regional leaders, chief ministers, state leaders need to be given much more autonomy than they are given. You have been a really massively successful Delhi politician for the Congress, someone with national profile. Do you not believe that this high command culture has to go, that people like yourself, people like Amarinder Singh, people like Himanta Biswa, whom you may not have lost, like an Ajit Jogi, that you all need to be given much more place and voice in the party and not have this mother-daughter high command that decides your political fate?
Barkhaji, this may have happened to these people, that may be their experience. It never happened to me. I was always given a free hand, and whatever I needed to consult them all, I did it. And most of the time, they agreed to what I said. That's all. That their experience, I cannot vouch for that.
Let me ask you in the end, and I don't at all mean to be ageist in any way, but at 78, there might be some who will say that Sheila ji doesn't have the energy for actually a UP electoral campaign, for the heat and dust of a UP electoral campaign. We need a younger person. At 78, do you feel raring to go, or do you also feel that you're not up for the assignment?
Well, I am not, I am 78, but I'm keeping good health. And there's nothing wrong with my health. But whatever decision I said, they're aware of my age. They know what I am. They know what I am. So it's for them to take a decision.
So you have the energy for it. You're up for the challenge.
I said I'm keeping well. I'm feeling perfectly all right. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not sick or anything.
And you have the energy for another election.
Let the election come and let me go there, then I'll let you know how much energy I have.
All right, Sheila Dikshit, I can say this to you, that 78 or not, you sure know how to reveal only as much as you want to, because as you said, you're the opposite of a novice. It is a pleasure as always to have you on the program, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much.